Hey everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, back with another Sunday album share. This is my 2014 album part 2, so it ranges from August until the end of the year. And let's go ahead and dig in. If you are wondering, this particular album came from Michaels. So they're just kind of like the We Are memory keepers from Michaels. And I am recording this a little bit later in the evening, so hopefully there's not too much of a glare, but we're gonna go with it. So to kick it off, just these cute little photos of Jackson and Sean, and it just says a normal day with you together. Jackson just loves when Daddy gets off from work. He laughs and plays and shows him everything he's learned. Obviously our first child, every little thing he did, we were so excited. And I used a little bit of that really fun puffy stickers from that fall collection. It came out, I want to say it was a pink paisley line maybe, but it was so pretty. I loved that line. So a little bit of that to frame there, and some washi, kind of a neat little 9 by 12 layout there. And let's get this back in frame here for you. Here's one of, I love these photos, and this is like one of my favorite photos of Jackson. I actually have this framed in our house because I love it so much. He's wearing Sean's tie, looking up at him, which you can't tell, but you can tell because Sean's holding his hands and everything, but I just love that photo. So this layout is about how much I love those photos. And you know, to be honest with you, I'm not sure that this one has any journaling with it because there are a couple more. But we did like a family photo shoot, and that was some of them. And those were definitely some of my favorite. Oh, the journaling's right here. So I made a little pocket for my journaling. And it says, these are my 2 favorite photos from the entire day. He just looks so cute in Sean's tie, and the picture of him looking up and smiling at Daddy just melts my heart every time. I love that we got these family photos even if they weren't professional. So my sister came and took them for me, so we didn't have to pay for, you know, a really expensive photographer, and then I did the same for her kids. And then we go on to this, which is on the same day, but we went to the beach first, and Jackson spent a little time at the beach playing, and just he's playing with his little cousin's toy there, and I really love this. I'm pretty sure I did this for a challenge from the Victoria Marie Facebook group during like National Scrapbooking Day or something. I remember this was like an unconventional challenge or something. So these circles, squares are actually from one of my mugs that I own, and I just dipped it in paint and then put it on there and did it in a grid format. So really love that. Played with some pattern paper and all of that. And then this one is just talking about how well he traveled in the car, because we had to drive all the way down to the States to get that done. And I did a little cluster sequence on that flower there, which I think is pretty cute. And then here are the rest of our family photos from that day. So cute one of us giving Jackson a little kiss, and this is our actual family photo. So I love it. I like to look at these because it's not even that long ago. It's just 2014, but we look really young there. So family photo shoot, and it says I couldn't justify the money for an official photo shoot, so Val came across and we drove down to Linden. She got some great photos, and we finally have a nice family photo to share. So that's the one we just gave everyone for Christmas because it just worked so well, and he looks so darn cute. Here's one that I was really proud of and was all my idea, which is nice. I love to scrapbook. You all know how much I love scrapbooking, but when you do have your own idea, it's really nice when it comes out. So this pattern paper was from like some sort of crepe paper maybe, but it had these little stitched, I can't think of what you call this right now, looms maybe. And so what I want to do, I didn't really care for the colors that were behind them, so I just went into my stash and found all the colored teal that I could find and matched them up with the way they looked. And I had 2 sheets of this paper, so I cut the circle from the second sheet and made it so that it all match up. and then just added little bits here and there to tie it all together. Highlighted this face. And I love the journaling that just says, I just love the expression on your face in this photo. It's like you're saying, look at these two kissing over there. Hey, wait, that's my mommy and daddy. What? Like, it's like he's just saying, like, why are you kissing? I'm confused. So I love these photos. But yeah, so something I kind of came up with on my own, and I just was really proud of it, and I stitched it, and yes, this is one that I'm pretty darn proud of, I must say. Here, again, like I talked about last week, the cohesion of these two spreads. I really love how they kind of go together, even though they were not scrapped together. So this is my sister's little girl. Her name's Kira, and these two are 4 months apart. So it's been fun kind of to compare them as they've gotten older, but this is just the day they spent some time together. So I titled it Cousin Time, explain that she came down. I think for the long weekend, so this was probably taken the same weekend that the photo shoot happened. So, love, love, love. And then this was probably a different, yeah, that was the 5th, this was the 9th. So this would have been, you know, the other weekend, following weekend. And this is his other cousin, so this is Sean's side of the family. Little Jayla there, who these two are really, really good friends, these two. And then those are his two older cousins, and he's got a few more, but that's it. And if you can see, I mentioned last week that Jackson had rolls on top of his rolls. This is what I'm talking about. Rolls on top of rolls on top of rolls. He was a big, healthy baby. But this was just a fun family barbecue that we did. And this is a lot of Amy Tan. And some of that, oh, what was that called? Family, I can't remember, it's completely escaped my mind, but I really liked that collection. It was really fun, and they came out with it too, On Trend. Is it On Trend? The On Trend collection. This is one that I had created for a series where we took in, it was called Inspired By, and we took inspiration from different sources, and this one was from a like an artist, like a big artist. So I think I did Van Gogh, and yeah, this is a fun one. So maybe not my favorite layout ever, but the idea behind it I thought was really neat, and I loved how this accidentally turned into like a shooting star. So anyways, again, just kind of documenting Sean getting home from work and how excited Jackson loved it when Sean came home and they would play, and it was just really, really adorable. So that is what this is talking about. Tons of mixed media and all of that, and all these cute little animals getting used up. And this one, I'm glad I used it on here. It fits really well, but if not, I would have saved that to use it for a layout about Barrett, because we call him our baby bear now. Here is a nice one, just kind of talking about, I think this is talking about when I started going to school. In August, I went in for my dental reception course, and it was a 6-month course. So he started staying with my mother-in-law was watching him, and so that's kind of what this is talking about in our drives that we did every day. So really cool. This is a this is a 6x12, so it's even shorter than a 9x12, but I really, really like it. I think it's a neat layout there. It used to be a 12x12, and I trimmed it down to fit the 6x12 on this side, because this talks about my sweet little niece turning 1, and we went to her birthday party. It was lots of fun. So there's this cute little one talking about her and her dirty hands and how adorable she was. Don't really document them very much anymore, but I did kind of her first year or two, and all the journaling about I can't believe she's 1 already. And then this, I love, look how many photos I got on. Like, that's cool. I should try to replicate this too. It's not really my style. Like, it's not something I would even think to do anymore, because nothing's layered, but I do really, really like it. And I wrote in pink, which is crazy. But again, the white on pattern paper on white, I really love that effect, and I need to do it more and more and more. So there we go. There's that one. And then you can see there's a layout missing, which means I've probably taken it out so I can redo it. I do that. Yep, I redo layouts, I know. This is a fun one. I walked a ton with Jackson, way more than I walk with my little ones now. I don't take both of them out, but I was just talking about a beautiful fall walk, so I took a bunch of fall photos. And then this was for his Sweegle Mom Scraps collaboration with, oh, I can't think of who created these fun little chipboard pieces, but yes, it was fun. And that was when I was part of the design team. And then I used a bunch of alphas down here to say beautiful autumn walk. And I was so excited to finally use up this Maggie Holmes. This is that bullet, whatever you want to call it, Target paper. And I finally used it and did some stitching and combined it all together. I think it's a really neat fall layout without, I mean, you can tell it's fall, but it doesn't scream in your face fall necessarily. And then one about Jackson and his baby blue eyes. He has the bluest eyes. They are a really neat shade. So just kind of documenting that photo really highlighted it there. And we said we knew the chances of you having blue eyes would be high, but I would never have guessed just how blue they would be. The fact you have big eyes like mommy only helps to show off your German blue shade that is all from daddy. Yeah, they're big, like, yeah, okay, the journaling confused me. I can't even understand my own saying. So I'm saying because they're big like mine, they help show off the color tone that are like Sean's. That is what I was trying to say in that journaling. If you didn't catch that, that's what I meant. Some feathers, so clusters. Visual triangle is kind of my thing. I really love to do that. And this was another one where it was using all of one collection. So I believe this is a Dear Lizzie line. And here's another little quick insert. Documenting Canada Day. Didn't have a ton to say, not Canada Day, Thanksgiving. You know, same thing. I'm tired, I guess. And so there's Jackson and Jayla, who's pretty prevalent in family get-togethers. There's nothing on the back of it because I just didn't have enough photos, and that's why I did it like that. Here is my cute little guy tasting oatmeal for the first time, like real oatmeal, not baby oatmeal, but real oatmeal. And I gave him the bowl and I set him on his little chair that he would eat at on a blanket and just let him go at it, and he loved it. He thought he had died and gone to heaven. He absolutely adored it. So love these photos. His hair's kind of slowly starting to come in. Slowly. And right here where it says on the menu, when I slit this little sleeve when I get the chance, the journaling is in there just talking about how much he enjoyed it. So I do believe this is a scrap lift of it might even be Chamel, but I know it's a scrap lift for sure. Let's see. Here is fall. So we go to a, I'm not sure that's supposed to be out like that. Pretty sure that's supposed to be right like that. There we go. We go to a, it'll come to me. I shouldn't film things late at night, guys. A pumpkin patch every year, that's the word I'm looking for. And this is one where we got to go look at goats and all sorts of stuff, and these are just kind of the random photos that came from that. So documenting all of that. I didn't put journaling in here, which is surprising. I should find somewhere to fit that, which I'll do when I go to glue that photo back down, because I think that photo might belong here. I'll have to look, but there's that. Some thickers. There is that famous stencil that I love to use. And then these are just the extra photos to go along with it and the pumpkins we chose. We took a lot of photos that year. It's funny how with your first you just kind of overdo it a little. It's fun. We measured him. I think we did that one more year and then we stopped because we've gone to different pumpkin patches. We don't keep going to the same one every year, so we kind of stopped measuring him, but we should do that. I could compare. That'd be a fun layout. And then here is the pumpkin we actually picked. This I know for a fact is a scrap lift of the fabulous Adele from Inky Quill. That was a fun one. And I love this layout. This flips up too, and there's just a couple other photos of him with the pumpkin. And I love this. This is all highlighting kind of like frames and like a softer side to a layout. So there's that one. And when this, oh, what was that? The Journey collection maybe? From American Crafts or Cray Paper. But yeah, so we've got the cork on with the Amy Tan clear stickers there. His first Halloween, he was a puppy dog. It says, for your first Halloween, Daddy and I dressed you as a puppy dog. We stayed home and passed out candy to all the neighborhood kids. All the parents thought you were cute jumping around in your Jolly Jumper. It was a great night. It's so true. So we put him in the Jolly Jumper, just let him jump and jump and jump as we were passing out candy. And every time a parent would stand and see, they would look in and they'd be like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. And it was just really sweet. So that is what this is all about. Some mixed media and some fun blue stars, and then little hints of the Halloween theme to go there. And then I'm pretty sure this is a Spiegel Mom Scraps showcasing stitching sequence in a letter form there. So there's that one, and one with tons of journaling. And it says learning to be playful. My son is a very, very playful boy. He loves to make you laugh. That has not changed at all. And that is really what this journaling is talking about, is just watching how he does things to make you laugh and just being silly. He did that way back then and he still does it now. So I really, really like that layout. And again, the three pattern paper border, that was very popular for me in 2014, I can see. Here is one I really like. This is one of my favorites. Again, think Chrissy, I need to come back and scrap lift this. It is talking about he loved sitting and staring at the washing machine. He would do it forever. And so I titled it Enthralled and said, I have no idea what it is about the washing you find so amazing, but you would sit and watch the laundry for hours if I'd let you. I'm truly enjoying these small moments in your toddlerhood. I hope you always stay so curious. Now, looking back at this now, knowing what we know about Jackson, this is a little bit of a sign of his diagnosis for autism is being, like, it was really hard to get him away from that. So that is a sign to look back at, which is kind of neat in my eyes now, being able to see it when I didn't see it back then. So yeah, I like this layout for multiple reasons, but that's one of them. And obviously just highlighting some Project Life cards, a big old tag there. There's that really fun technique I like to use, and then just some elements on each one there. And then this one is documenting our gingerbread house. So it went from, this is November and this is December, I think. And this was a fun challenge. I remember doing this, and it was to use non-Christmas paper on a Christmas layout or non-seasonal paper on a season layout of any type. I think I just chose to do Christmas, and I used a bunch of just little bits and pieces. I know I fussy cut out that. This is a beautiful piece of pattern paper where the back of it is this beautiful floral that I had the hardest time using, but it worked. So I went with it. And my journaling, I believe, is just tucked in there, talking about our gingerbread house and how Jackson helped by kind of sitting there and watching Sean and I create it. But we had a lot of fun, and I titled this House of Yum, which at the time I thought was really cute and clever of me. So yeah, there's that one. And into Christmas, we went for a walk to look at all the lights, bundled Jackson up, a really fun kind of blurry photo. I love that photo for some reason. And so I simply titled it what it was, which is Beautiful Walk to See the Lights. We had a ton of fun walking around the neighborhood to see all the lights. It was a little chilly, but totally worth it. There was one street in our old neighborhood that was like decked out. They did such an awesome job. And then there's this house that their bill must be absolutely insane in December because every inch of their house is lit up. It is just the coolest thing ever. So there is that. I do know this was for sure a lift and sketch that I had done with Rachel. And here is a fun one, an 8.5 by 11. No, this is 9 by 12. And it used to be an 8.5 by 11. I extended it. Jackson with our ornaments, and this one just talks about how he was pretty good. He would kind of touch them but didn't pull them off the tree, which we were worried about, but he did really, really good with that. And then that was, we didn't actually get our first ornament in 2013. I bought it in 2014. Can't exactly remember why, but so just highlighting that, and I love our little ornament there, so I wanted to definitely get that documented. And yeah, Jackson with the thing. I love this layout for the layers as well. So this is actually a bag, like when you get your prescriptions and you get that white bag, at least we get it in our pharmacy, and I just used some ink and layered it with a few little other bits and pieces. A flare, you don't see a ton of flare, I don't use it a ton. That one is rusty, so it does happen, but that's fine with me. There's that one. And I have, I love this one. So this is a scrap lift. I cannot remember who it is, but I almost want to say it might be Raquel Bowman. I loved that when she did that awesome one. I think she was celebrating like the new year, but I just turned it into a Christmas layout documenting Jackson's first Christmas and his love of the paper. The wrapping is all he needed to make him happy during his first Christmas. So that is documenting there. I have a couple photos that I wanted to use. You can see right there, Halloween 12 by 12, possibly a 2-pager if needed, just in case, because I have this layout that's in there. I don't love this layout, so if it needs to slip out and go somewhere else, I'm kind of okay with that. But it's there for now, and it's just documenting. I drove out to Abbotsford, which is like a half-an-hour drive away, to go to a Christmas show and just look at all the stuff with Jackson one day, and that was really fun. So I documented that. And then again, kind of I've been putting them away, and there's more spaces than kind of needed, so I've left them there, so if I decide I want to scrap them, I can get to them or include them all in one layout, because they're all kind of the same thing. So this is all Christmas Eve, and this is just talking about how Sean and I always do a Christmas photo together. It's a tradition for us, and that's kind of what this is documenting. But I don't exactly love this layout as a whole, so I might try to redo it and include the rest of Christmas Eve in it, and we'll see what happens. But that is why there's just some random photos tucked in there, and then behind that is even another layout. I actually really love this layout, so I probably will make this be on another page, but this is just our Christmas Eve photo, family photo. It's not a great photo, it was kind of dark, and I didn't have the best camera there, but non-traditional colors to document a Christmas layout there. And then this is one I was super proud of myself with. I glued all of these sequins. I literally dropped them on the page, and where they fell, they kind of stayed as much as I could glue them like that. And his cute little pajamas that he got for his first year, his stocking, my mom made this stocking. He passed out on me opening gifts, and then him with Sean. And it just says our Christmas morning. We decided to keep things pretty simple for Jackson's first Christmas. We woke him up and brought him to see the tree and his stocking. At first he just wanted cuddles with Daddy, but once he saw he could open his stocking, he started to warm up. All the grandparents showed up for breakfast and to watch Jackson open his gifts. Mostly he just wanted to play with his new ball. After that, he crawled up into my lap and had a late morning snooze, and that was our Christmas morning. So I really like this layout. I do. There's something about it I just really enjoy there. You can see I'm needing to document. I love this photo of Jackson and Sean, so it's just kind of been sitting there and not being done because I love it so much. But saying that, I'm gonna pull it out because I'm actually working on Christmas stuff right now, so it can go there when it's ready. There are some photos of him again, and just documenting him being such a cutie pie there, with little blocks of pattern paper. I'm pretty sure this is a scrap lift as well, so it's in there somewhere. It probably is actually from a lift and sketch documenting it. And then there's the journaling saying, watching you experience the joy of Christmas for the very first time was the highlight of the season for me, and in typical baby fashion, all you cared about was the paper. Most babies are like that. So just have that tucked in there, and I got to use the blue because there was blue down here, so it worked well because he had blue on it, both his pants and his little shirt there. Love that layout. And then it goes into a fun layout I created because I wanted to use this title because I'm happy, which was a really popular song a couple years ago, if you remember that. And just using up some of my favorite pattern papers. Life is Good little puffy sticker. There is a bit of that banner that I had used in the layout, I think, in my last album. Tissue paper, lots of bits and pieces. This pulls out and just talks about how happy he was. And he had learned to walk in December, so him being excited and walking, I think he's walking towards my sister in those photos. And then this one documents my sister did come down, and we spent Boxing Day all together, and then she stayed a couple extra days as well. And so this is just the two of them in 3 photos, and how cute they were. And this is one of the very first layouts I think I recorded as a process video, if I remember correctly. So love this layout as well. Kind of like the design, simplistic but pretty, and using some really fun Christmas paper there. There's a doily. You do see those pop up in my layouts every once in a while. And again, a little bit of a button flare there. You don't see that too often, but they do appear. And then finally, again, just finishing off talking about Christmas with little Miss Kira. Took tons of photos, so many photos we took. We had so much fun on on Boxing Day at my grandma's house. So the 2 of them opening gifts and playing, and it was just lots of fun. And I fussy cut out those little ornaments, stuck them up on some pop dots there, some sequins I can see being used, and just layering a pattern paper, which I really loved to do back then, and I don't do that as much. And here, one of my all-time favorite layouts, which is so silly because of how simplistic it is, but I just love it. And it's not a Project Life thing. I did this myself, so I laid them all out and I stitched, and I think part of it is because of the pattern papers I chose. And then I just picked some of my favorite photos from the year and put them all together, and then just did my thoughts and feelings, wrapping up 2014 and how much it was a great year. And it was obviously the biggest change of a year of my life because Jackson was born, so that's what that all kind of talks about. And then I wrap it all up with a photo from me of every month of 2014, and just said, you know, hello 2014, goodbye type thing. And then I just did some stamping because I didn't have a photo there, and I was gonna like journal, but I just decided to do the stamping instead. And I love this layout. It's kind of just a nice wrap up of the year. And there you have it, guys. That finishes 2014. So you can see I have a little bit of work to do in it, but I love it. It's got some of my current style in it mixed with a lot of my older style, and I love to see the progression of where I've been. So I will be back next week with you, and we will head on into 2015 and all the fun that brought. And thanks everyone so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them below, and I'll see you next week. Bye!